what happens when you combine the transforming power of music with the life-changing influence of a caring and talented educator. Well, of course, that's magic, and we're going to call that tonight the Gene Bohland effect. For 35 years, Gene has been putting students' lives on a positive trajectory, and it's a privilege for me tonight to shine a light on this great man's legacy. You know, to really get an insight on how Gene has become such a high-impact educator and band director, you really just have to look at his mentors. Starting with his parents. His dad was a longtime educator and administrator up in Bedford, a staunch advocate, obviously, for education, the importance of education. His mom also was strong for education, but what really impacted Gene was that she loved him and his siblings and everyone around her unconditionally. The second mentor for Gene was his own band director. Gene went to Whitmer High School, and the band director was Dale Dental. And what Gene picked up from Dale was how, and he experienced this, was treating students in a respectful way. He developed positive relationships with his band students. And then finally, the mentor, Tom Watson. Tom is the first band director here at Norfolk. We only had 2 band directors. The school's been in existence for 53 years. We've only had 2 band directors. Tom is down here in the third row. I guess you had to do a little bit better job to get in the first row. But Tom, Gene worked for Tom as the assistant for 3 years, and Gene said that it was a privilege for him. Tom was a talented musician, he was an expert teacher, and he made it fun. He had a very quirky sense of humor that was really engaging to the students. And then he said this, he said that Tom Watson is the nicest human being he has ever met. And that is high praise, Tom Watson. So Gene obviously took what he learned and he experienced from his mentors and incorporated that into his teaching philosophy and approach. Let's go through those again. Staunch, strong advocate for education, unconditionally supporting his students, colleagues, and parents. This idea of building positive relationships with students and treating them in an ultimate professional manner, and then always striving to be the best person you can be. Does that sound like Gene Bohland? A lot of rewarding aspects about being a band director. Here at Northview, Gene held the most meaningful aspects of being the band director here. First of all, was just the beauty of the music. The expectation from Gene was every time the band performed, every time he conducted, is that they gave their very best. Because audience members deserved it, and just the music itself deserved it. So the beauty of music was the first thing that is ultimately rewarded. Second is that he really valued seeing kids progress. He picked them up in 6th grade, because he's also a band director, conductor in 6th grade. So to see him progress from 6th grade to 12th grade was incredibly rewarding. And then lastly, the most rewarding aspects about this is seeing the students grow into well-rounded human beings. They graduated, went to college, became successful in their professions, in their families, in their communities, and he felt that if he played a small part in that, that is a great way to live your life and a great profession to be in. Shining moments, there are, over 35 years, there's too many of them, but one that really probably stands out from all was when the Northview Band played a side-by-side concert with the Toledo Symphony Orchestra several years ago down at the Peristyle. That was an incredibly powerful event, not just for Northview, but our entire school district. And there was months of build-up to that. Gene had arranged so that the professional musicians would come and work with the ensemble groups, and the lead up to that was incredible. And then Chelsea Tipton was the conductor at that time, and Chelsea relinquished the podium, and Gene was able to lead the Toledo Symphony Orchestra with the students that he loved in Peristyle. And I would say that is a crowning achievement for someone, a band director of Gene's status. So Gene didn't need the Peristyle to really grab the moment or embrace the moment. He also described a moment with the wind ensemble, and it was just a practice, it was just during class. It was a very nuanced and complicated piece, and he said everyone came together and it was the perfect performance. And he said at the end of that performance, everyone just kind of looked at each other and smiled. Nothing needed to be said. And Gene conveyed a lot. He conveys a lot to his band members just by his facial expression. Morgan Rondinelli, she spoke and paid a tribute to Gene recently down in I Make a Difference breakfast down at the Toledo Club. And she said this, she said, I lived to see the approval on Gene Bohland's face when we got done performing. And that is quite a tribute when you say, just by someone's facial expression, that can make that much of a difference. You know, the moment, though, that maybe captures his legacy occurred in the marching band at the Northview and Southview football game. Last game of the year was his last marching band performance. And surprise to him, when the marching band went into that Cat Stadium, there was a tunnel of appreciation that greeted him, made up of former students that had traveled from across the country to surprise him and to create this welcoming into the stadium. It was an incredible, moving moment to a band director to see former students come back and pay tribute to him in that way. And, you know, Gene, I have to tell you that those students came back, and the people are here tonight for a couple of reasons. Number one, for what you taught them musically. Secondly, what you taught them about life, because you gave your students, and you're giving your students, the confidence to pursue opportunities and to navigate the challenges of life. And lastly, they came for that tunnel, and people are here tonight because of how you've made them feel. Because it's through your kindness, your thoughtfulness, the way you've challenged us, the way that you have supported and encouraged them, and through your life-giving interactions, you make everyone feel valued and important. And you have impacted the lives in a positive way of thousands of students, of parents, of colleagues, because you have blended music and the platform of band director in a way that you have elevated the worth and dignity of everyone around you. And as a result, you will always be woven into the fabric of our lives. And for that, on behalf of everyone here, and all of your students, your current students, we want to thank you for that life-giving